Meet the foldable phone of the year. The God tier battery life has been beating the Galaxy Z Fold 7 by a whopping 1 hour 35 minutes more battery and even beating the Oppo Find N5. It even survived a 16-hour plus flight journey with almost 20% juice left. The brightest foldable displays I've ever used, 5000 nits for the outer screen and 5000 nits for the inner screen. Proper flagship camera system with long range zoom up to 100x, like look at how far I'm able to zoom. 7 years of OS updates, extreme multitasking, super fast charging, and every AI feature you can imagine. This is the reason why I switched from the Fold 7 and it's called Honor Magic V5. Technically, I've been using the Magic V5 for almost 2 months, even before the Fold 7 was announced. Even before this phone was announced in China, like Honor sent this unit to me way earlier than they usually do. So I have used this extensively to really log in my experience, and I have to say, this is probably my foldable phone of the year. Yes, there is room to improve, which we're gonna discuss later, but it is as good as a foldable can get overall without taking both of your kidneys when it comes to the price. Last year, Honor shocked us with how thin and light Magic V3 was. They already did that, so this year, Magic V5 has a different shock factor, one that a foldable phone desperately needs. Let's dial it back and start with the unboxing. Judging from the big box, I was expecting to see a charger, but this was not included. However, there was a nice protective case included, along with some paperwork and USB-C cable. Now, before I talk about anything like design, displays, cameras, and all that great stuff, we're gonna talk about the single biggest reason why this Fold has been in my pocket and is probably gonna stay there for the rest of the year, and that is battery life. The battery life needs to be highlighted first. This is the first foldable phone that consistently gave me over 10 hours of screen on time, as in lasting me all day on heavy usage with a mix of both inner and outer screen. And in a super extreme battery drain test done by my buddy Ben, Honor beat the Fold 7 by almost 1 hour and 35 minutes and even managed to defeat the Oppo Find N5. This is truly the best battery life I've experienced on any foldable phone. As you guys know, I travel a lot and my phones never usually last on a 14-hour long flight, but this one did. It still had nearly 25% juice left, which was pretty insane for a foldable phone. And guess what? It charges up way faster thanks to Honor's super fast charging. In about 40 minutes average, you can get more than 90% juice. All the praise to Honor for including the silicon carbon 5820 mAh battery on this thing. I can finally depend on a foldable phone for an all-day use. With that out of the way, let's talk about the other stuff. When it comes to the design, I mean, just look at how royal it looks, especially in this black gold color. It also feels very premium, and I find it slightly more comfortable to hold because of its rounded corners. It is the thinnest foldable phone in the world, not by a huge margin, but still, number is a number, so it's 8.8mm thin when it's folded and 4.2mm thin when it's unfolded. It's lighter than my iPhone 16 Pro Max at just 217 grams. It behaves and looks almost like a standard phone. Not only it feels great in hand, but also when I put this in my pocket, like there's a massive difference compared to previous generations. It's also way more durable thanks to Honor's super steel hinge. It can handle some of the craziest pressure that you can apply on a foldable phone. It's so strong that it was successfully able to lift an impressive 104 kilograms. Honor actually received Guinness World Record for this. This is officially the heaviest weight lifted by a suspended foldable phone. Of course, don't try this at home. This is just for educational purpose. I personally haven't done any of the extreme testing, but I did actually accidentally drop it a few times, and honestly, it survived without having any scratch or any marking. It's also IP58 and IP59 water resistant. While it is amazing, thin and premium, there is a camera bump on the back which is pretty noticeable. Considering the amazing camera hardware that is packing, honestly, I don't mind this at all. Now, Honor also made the displays better, even better than the last year's models. So the outer screen is 6.43 inch, which is perfectly wide like a smartphone, and the inner display is coming at 7.95 inch. We now have 5000 nits brightness, not only for the outer screen, but also for the inner screen as well. That is a massive jump compared to last year's Magic V3's inner display that had about 1800 nits brightness. It's honestly the most comfortable fold I have used outdoor, even in the most sunlit bright conditions. The crease is very minimal, it's still there if you look for it, but it's really not that noticeable on daily usage. These screens have excellent OLED performance and colors. Just know that your Netflix or other media watching experience will be amazing. These screens also have industry's highest PWM number, 4000 plus, which is really good for your eyes, especially if you're using these phones for a longer period of time. Honor also have their AI defocus technology, which further helps relieving the eye strain if you're using the phone for a longer period of time. And if you're a selfie lover, you're gonna love using a foldable phone, because using that outer screen for your main camera selfies is just an incredible experience that you just can't do on a normal phone, especially when you're shooting videos and see yourself at the same time on the cover screen. It's a really good experience. Plus, it's an absolute treat to play games on this thing with super smooth performance thanks to Snapdragon 8 Elite. As we know, Snapdragon 8 Elite is the best chip overall for everything, especially gaming. You really can't slow this phone down. Gaming and watching media is great, but the best use case is the true multitasking that only a foldable can provide. You can run 3 apps comfortably, and I mean comfortably at the same time. For example, you can watch short form video on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all at once and completely fry your brain. You can absolutely do this if you want to, but there are other exciting ways to make use of this amazing multitasking screen. For example, you can use YouTube while taking notes about a recipe and also track latest market trends for any stock or crypto prices on the side. You can also use ChatGPT while reading charts, and also you have Gemini Live, which you can use with any app you want and ask any question in real time. This is actually pretty good. How long does it take to hike on Arthur's Seat?
That's a popular question. The hike up Arthur's Seat usually takes about 2 hours round trip, but you might want to give yourself extra time to enjoy the views from the top. Would you like some more details on the trails?
The point is, you just can't beat a foldable phone when it comes to multitasking. This is going to be the best experience on the market. This is one of my personal reasons to use a foldable that has completely spoiled me. Like, it's hard to go back to a normal phone when you're able to multitask this good and this well. Now let's turn our attention to the cameras on the back. Now, camera is where many foldable phones fall short. They might have a really flagship level main lens, but not so good zoom or ultra wide. Like, there's always a corner that these companies cut short. But this is the first fold that has it all. Almost. On top of having the large 50 megapixel f1.6 sensor, the other two sensors compared to last year's are upgraded. So there's a new 3x 64 megapixel zoom lens coming at f2.5 aperture and a 50 megapixel ultra wide angle lens. For the main camera performance, you can take pictures in pretty much all kind of scenarios. Good lighting scenes, dim lighting scenes, nighttime scenes, anything goes. This sensor is a beast. Plus, you're able to take super high quality selfies and videos when you utilize the outer screen for that main camera selfie experience. You get access to all the lenses and it looks really good. Again, the main camera gives you the most quality and detail. You can shoot videos up to 4K 60 FPS, so no 8K video, but really solid 4K video performance up to 60 frames per second. It's got consistent colors and it also allows you to switch lenses smoothly. When you're shooting 4K 60 FPS, no issues there. Now, the zoom lens is what I was really eager to see because this also combines the Honor AI Super Zoom that lets you zoom all the way up to 100x. That is a really clutch feature. But even without the AI Super Zoom, it is noticeably sharper than my Galaxy Z Fold 7. Especially when taking photos at 10x resolution, there's just no reality where a 10 megapixel 4-year-old zoom beats a new 64 megapixel zoom on the Magic V5. And when you go beyond 15x zoom, Honor uses AI Super Zoom to upscale the photos. So this actually works really well, especially for those landscape scenarios where you're shooting photos of landscapes or buildings. It allows you to zoom up to 100x if you want, but for the best results, you can zoom up to 30x or even 50x. It's all gonna be very usable. Again, it's not a proper 5x zoom that I was so used used to on a normal phone, but I have to say having a really good 3x zoom is not a bad option. Now the AI super zoom requires internet connection to work, and it doesn't work during night mode scenes. Personally, I'm not zooming that far at all in night scenarios, so usually I'm using this in daylight scenes, especially when I'm traveling, when I have to zoom on big buildings or big beautiful sceneries. That is where this feature really shines. As for the ultra wide, this is a 50 megapixel sensor. Again, pretty solid. It does go a bit soft compared to main lens, which is expected in low light, but still very good performance. Definitely a better option than having a 12 megapixel sensor, because you can actually take 50 megapixel ultra wide selfies that are wider than most phones' ultra wide angle sensor. And thanks to that high resolution, you get extra detail. While you can shoot log videos on the Honor Magic V5, it's only limited to the main lens, so you can't do that on the ultra wide or the zoom. Portrait mode video is still only up to 1080p, so there is room to improve things in the future. Overall, if you look at the hardware and the total performance of this camera setup, I have to say this might just be the best camera setup I've used on a foldable phone right now. Now, for a foldable phone, having a great software experience that really maximizes this form factor is very, very important. I have to say, Honor software has done things right. From top-tier split-screen multitasking features to super silky smooth animations, and yes, it looks a bit fruity-inspired when it comes to certain features, overall, Honor has really locked in with their Magic OS 9. The AI features on this thing are just insane. From photo editing tools where you can do image expansion, image upscaling, built-in image eraser that really transform your photos, built-in writing tools, translation features, plus the latest Gemini features. With Magic V5, you can literally transform any image to video, and it works really well. As much as I like this feature when I'm playing with it, I haven't been using it as much, but there are other features that I have used. Magic Portal has definitely made my life a lot easier by removing extra steps. If I see something on Twitter and I want to post it on my story, I can just do this drag and drop action and it does it all very quickly without me saving this picture and then opening Instagram separately. Same thing for when you're browsing online and you see something interesting like an address. It automatically detects that, so you can drag and drop this on the map app without copying and pasting separately. On top of Magic Portal, we have the all-time favorite circle to search feature, which is extremely useful. Along with that, we have Honor deepfake detection, which is great to have, especially in this AI dominant era. Honor also brought world's first on-device AI translation for call, like this is completely on-device. Plus, I love using this phone in flex mode, especially for YouTube or writing scripts. And if that wasn't enough, Honor has made the cross-platform file sharing a lot easier to the iPhone thanks to the Honor Connect app. All in all, if I have to end this video on one note, again, I will say battery life is going to be the big reason why I keep using the Magic V5. Combined with super fast charging, it really gives me all the confidence I need for that extreme usage of the day. Other than battery life, cameras are pretty solid with actual usable long-range zoom thanks to AI super zoom. While it does require internet connection, it's honestly a super cheeky clutch feature. The design is amazing, it's super thin and light, and let's not forget it's one of the cheaper priced foldable phones that you can buy globally. Like, it's really not that hard to get your hands on this thing. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Has Honor done enough to impress you? I would love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe if you're new here. With that being said, I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.